Ethereum was faced with a challenge, which was how do we scale the blockchain without compromising on the decentralization that is core to our DNA. What we settled upon was the L2 roadmap.
Early 2024, we introduced the concept of blobs to Ethereum. And this is a new way to store data coming from layer 2 rollups on the layer 1 blockchain.
So having these L2s being able to post these blobs of information cheaply to the Ethereum mainnet helps provide the safety and security to those L2s and does it in a way that's much cheaper than was able to be done before.
One of the key features with Pectra is we're going to increase the blob target. Previously, our blob target was 3 blobs per block. Now our blob target is going to be 6 blobs per block. We're effectively doubling the scalability throughput. It allows builders to build viral apps that can scale to tens and hundreds of thousands of transactions per second while still leveraging the security and decentralization that Ethereum offers.
There are things that just aren't economically viable when you have the blobs where they are right now, anything that's going to be much more data intense. Social is trying to come on chain in a big way, gaming is trying to come on chain in a big way, and if their data availability needs aren't being met yet, I would hope a 50% increase could maybe get a couple of them out the door so we can actually start playing with them and see what they do before the real big improvements come in Fusaka.
There is also another change, increasing the Calldata cost. That kind of nudges people towards using blobs instead, but it protects the L1 against some of the worst case scenarios where if you fill a block with Calldata, that can be very slow to process. That brings the block size down, which means the network can deal with it, but also allows for scaling the L1 by increasing the gas limit.
With Pectra, we are beginning to see the foundations of scale impacting the layer 2s through blobs. I'll be looking at the Fusaka upgrade, the next one, and all the discussions around PeerDAS to inform how the scaling roadmap for Ethereum supports the institutional requirements, keeping in mind the modularity and the privacy-preserving nature that typical institutional use cases that have regulatory requirements, operational requirements, reporting requirements need to be able to have.
A lot of the negative sentiment around Ethereum is based on the myth that Ethereum can't scale. We have a particular plan to scale, and we're reaching the end of that scaling plan without compromising on our core principles of credible neutrality and decentralization. Anyone can scale a blockchain while making compromises. However, at some point you start to lose the reasons to be a blockchain in the first place. The Ethereum community's choices to do this the hard way will pay off in the long run as institutions, nation states realize the value of a credibly neutral substrate on which to transact.